Hello, this is Brian Rezny, President of Rezny Wealth Management, bringing you an important update about the economy and the investment markets. Well, we're into the fourth quarter of this year, and of course things have gone pretty well overall for our clients. We're pleased to see the progression of not only employment in the U.S., it's getting a little slow right now on the growth of new jobs, and I think part of that has to do, generally speaking, with some of the benefits people are receiving, so maybe they really don't want to go back to work, or the labor participation, I should say. But generally speaking, the economy is doing well. GDP looks good. I think we have a great opportunity to end the year on a positive note. But we're really already looking at 2022 and 2023 at our firm. So to us, the year is kind of over. We're looking at greener pastures as we get into the next really 3 to 5 years. And if you follow the news at all, as you're realizing, and I did talk about this quite a bit at the beginning of 2021, you know, when Joe Biden became president, and of course Donald Trump did not, I had some clients concerned, what's going to happen with the economy? Is this good or bad? As I've said before, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, they all spend money. They spend money in slightly different areas. But what you're seeing ultimately under the Biden administration is all the lofty spending plans that they had at the beginning of the year are all unraveling, which is actually a net positive. They're going to spend money, but they're not going to spend ludicrous money, which really is a net positive for the U.S. economy. We don't want to spend so much money that we create more inflation than we already have. So what we're ultimately going to see is taxes are probably not going to change for this year, and maybe not even for next year. We're not going to see capital gain rates go up to 50%, which is what they talked about at the beginning of the year. We're probably not going to see corporate tax rates go up this year or next year, because there's already a lot of pushback from moderate Democrats, because they realize this is not good for the overall economy. And if the overall economy doesn't do well, poor and the middle class do not do well. The rich people are always probably going to get richer, but you need to look at the majority and out for the majority of the people, and it's good to see that we have some sane politicians on both sides of the aisle. And we're starting to hear a lot of pushback from moderate Democrats on the Biden plan. So again, in our opinion, this is a positive longer term. Generally speaking, 3, maybe 4% GDP growth next year, and probably get back into the normal between 2 and 3 GDP growth after that is realistic. Savers in our country, by the way, net saving rates have been the highest probably in 30 years. So there's tons of money on the sidelines with consumers of all sizes and shapes. And ultimately, corporations are in a good position too. So the economy is really set, in our opinion, to spring ahead as we get into 2022. That doesn't mean we're not going to see volatility. Could we see a 10 or 12% pullback in the overall investment markets before we see a 10% increase? There's an opportunity for that too. So do not get complacent in your thinking that things always go up. A pullback of 2 or 3 steps before we have a chance to go up another 8 or 9 steps is actually very healthy for the overall equity-based markets. We continue to be invested mainly in the U.S. marketplace. We're looking at a few areas in the emerging markets potentially going into next year, a few, but it would be a small allocation at best. We still like what we see in the U.S. We're going to be making a few other allocation changes within the U.S. marketplace going into 2022, areas we feel that are going to be a little bit more beneficial for our clients. As always, if you have any concerns or any questions, please call the office and talk to us. We'd love to answer your questions and make sure that you are well communicated too. And as always, we appreciate your business, your trust, and your referrals. Keep us in mind if you have friends or family members who need a quality feeling fiduciary money management firm like Rezny Wealth Management. Again, we always appreciate that business, and we always appreciate your referrals. Have a safe and profitable day.